There's a new place for senior care, a place with 24-hour valet service and a boutique salon. A place with all-day arts and crafts. It even has a day spa. A place that's so much like home because, well, it is home. Home Instead Senior Care, when you need personalized care in the comfort of home.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in downtown Dublin, Georgia for the first annual Car and Tractor Show. We've got Mayor Phil Best with us here that's going to tell us who the best of the best is. Mr. Mayor, you're the man for the job for this, right?
I am, because I am the best.
You are the best. And as you're looking behind you, you see so many amazing classic cars and you see tractors out there, and you know how hard that these people have worked to restore these vehicles to what you see today.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. My wife and I walked through a few minutes ago, and it was a very, very tough decision.
And so how can you choose who's the best of the best?
Well, in true political format,
wouldn't have it any other way,
I'm going to name every contestant as the best of the best.
Every contestant. You have heard it here from Mayor Phil Best.
And that's my final decision.
That's your final answer. Every vehicle out here is the best of the best, and you've heard it from the mayor himself, Mayor Best.
That's right.
All right. Thanks,
Thank y'all.
Mr.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Mayor. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the first annual Car and Tractor Show here in downtown Dublin. And of course, we're in the parking lot. We're taking up Morris Bank as well as First Baptist Church. And we've got Miss Betty Stanley here to my right, the owner of this gorgeous Impala. And we've got my little helper, Emily. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, Miss Emily is here with us. All right, Miss Betty, talk to us a little bit about this beautiful specimen that's behind us.
Okay, this is our probably about the 5th or 6th car show we've been in, and we've had this car for about 8 to 10 years. And this is a 1960 Chevy Impala. Everything is original. We still have the same motor. Everything that we bought it has that original. And it is a 283 two-barrel motor or whatever, and we've had this, like I said, for about 8 to 10 years.
Now, Miss Betty, when did you get into knowing all this about cars?
Well, really, it's probably been the last year or so. I really got into it. My husband, he has a love for that. His dad was, you know, he loved older cars.
Right.
So we, like I say, stuff that he liked, and we went to talking about it, and we loved it.
And you loved it. And now here you are. We're so glad that you are part of this event here. And we've got a special gift for you. Do we have something for Miss Emily? Yes. All right. Present that to her.
Well, thank you.
This is, we'll read it here. It says 3rd Annual Christkindlmarket, Dublin, Georgia, 2017 Car and Tractor Show. We present that to you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you so much for having your beautiful car on display. And we know that it's a lot of hard work, a lot of money, a lot of time that goes into something like this. And so we thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much.
This is Miss Betty Stanley with this beautiful Impala. All right, now this man here is not a stranger to classic vehicles. Thad Howell, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. Nice to see you. Listen, we got your family here waiting in the wings here.
Yeah, they're my bystanders.
Those are your bystanders, okay. Why don't you kind of explain to us, tell us what we got here, what we're looking at.
Actually, this is a 1959. My dad restored this car probably 7, 8 years ago, and I tell you, it's a lot of work doing this kind of work, and I used to love it.
Yeah.
I don't love it no more. I just like watching TV and, you know, going to things.
So you've changed just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And when did you start? When did you start getting into vehicles restoration, and of course with your dad?
Probably I'd say around the early 70s.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And
I enjoy it.
And so when you get a vehicle like this, how difficult is it for the upkeep of it and the restoration? Tell us about all of that.
It's about the same. Restoration and upkeep. It's all the time something upkeep.
All the
Cleaning,
time.
yeah. you're gonna have something break down, tear up all the time.
And so here you are, you're in yet another car show.
Yep.
Tell us about what it makes you feel like to kind of have your cars out here presented and then to see all the other vehicles as well.
I enjoy it. I get to see other people's cars and I go, man, I wish I can do that, you know.
And you know, there's people out there that have been restoring like you for years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, some say it never gets old.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But deep down inside, it's still there.
It's still there.
It's
That's
still
right.
there.
I think it's in your blood, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Once you get away from it, then you start seeing it again and you want, oh my gosh, I got to do this again.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you notice now when you're probably driving around or in town, if you see a classic car, it's going to hit you right there.
It does, right there.
All right. My little assistant has a plaque she'd like to present to you. Go ahead,
Right.
Emily.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of your hard work, and thank you for being a part of this year's Car and Tractor Show.
Well, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. This is Thad, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, I'm Darren Keene with Clements and Keene Insurance. If you're like myself, you may be a self-employed individual with maybe 1 or 2 employees on your payroll. You may have thought in the past that you couldn't acquire group health insurance, but now you can. Some of the rules and regulations have changed to make it more favorable for you to do so for 2018. Give us a call at 272-8019 and let us help you with the decisions that you need to make for you and your business.
This is definitely a family affair here. We've got Atheal Howell with us. We just got the opportunity to speak with your son, and he's talking about the many, many years that you have been working and restoring vehicles. You share with us in your own words.
Well, it's been for years and years, all I can say.
He said since the 70s with him.
Yeah, that's right, and I'm 77 years old myself, and I've got 2 more to build.
Where did this love come from, Mr. Howell?
Well, 58 has been here. I had talked my daddy into buying a new 58 Impala. And
So
it started then in 58.
So your dad was into vehicles?
No, he just bought one
He
for
just
the
was
family to drive. I was 18 years old, see, and I claimed the car.
Okay, so you already had dibs on it as a, a teenager.
That's right.
And so from then on, I mean, tell us about all of the work that you pour into this. I mean, because we see the finished product, we see the cars, the tractors, we see all of them on display, but we don't know the many hours of labor that you put into something like this.
It just takes hours on hours, and I don't know where the time comes from. Not when I had to run a business too.
Right.
And but money and hours, that's all it takes is money and time.
What kind of advice, though, could you give to someone out there who's just now starting out with vehicle restorations and classic cars?
Well, they need to be a pretty good body man to start with to try to restore something. I've seen people do it, but they got up in the age some and done been around it.
Right.
So had, some kind of connection to it. So I guess
They've got to have the skills, right?
Yeah, they need the skills to do a decent job.
And tell us about this Impala back here.
Well, we finished it in 2000. It's we worked on it probably 3 years off and on.
What year is that one?
1958.
That was before my time.
Slightly. I guess so. And so we finally got it completed in 2000, so I call it 17 years old now.
Wow,
and,
it's certainly beautiful. The interior of that.
And it's, I had most of that built, and got, I think it was Randall, gosh, what's his name?
So you had someone to do the trim work.
Do the trim work inside and the convertible top. So
it's beautiful, beautiful. We love looking at your work.
Thank you.
Well, Miss Emily has something special she's going to give to you. She's been patiently waiting for you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you.
Just to let you know how much we appreciate you. You do work so hard, the many hours that you spend, and we just look at what that finished piece is. And so we thank you for all those hard years that you spent restoring vehicles.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. This is Mr. Howell, ladies and gentlemen. This has been such a fun day here for the first annual Car and Tractor Show here in downtown Dublin. We've got Mr. Donnie Mullis with us. You've been doing this for a minute, haven't you?
I've been doing it for a little bit over a year for showing my car.
Tell us about what you've got here.
I have a 1960 American Motors Metropolitan. And most folks might relate to these as being Nash Metropolitans, but they changed the name when American Motors bought out Nash and Rambler.
Now, did you always know things about vehicles? I mean, did you do research about vehicles to find out which one you wanted to restore?
No, I was actually in Pigeon Forge one year, and we saw a car just like this on a trailer that was for sale, and I went up to look at it, and when I got there, the guy told me it was already sold.
Oh.
So I said, well, I'll find me one day, and I found this one eventually on eBay and went to Virginia and picked it up.
All the way up to Virginia, the
Yes,
Commonwealth state. So what all have you had to do for this vehicle?
Everything. I did not have to rebuild the engine. The engine is the original engine.
Right.
It runs good, so the only thing I did to it was take it out and repaint it. But the body work, it was completely stripped down with the exception of the suspension.
Right.
And had to put floor pans, inner and outer rockers. The interior is the same interior that was in it when I bought it, so it's in pretty decent shape already.
Now, did you already know how to do this kind of work?
I've been doing mechanical and body work ever since I was 15 years old.
Oh my! So you didn't just start this kind of work?
No, ma'am. I've never done a lot of it.
Right.
But I have worked in body shops for several years in different locations in Dublin.
Can you give some advice to someone out there that's just now starting out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Buy one that's already been refinished. You will save money.
There you go. You heard it from him. All right, we've got something for you. Miss Emily, go ahead. That's for you. We just wanted to thank you for all the time and money you have spent on this Nash right here.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is Mr. Donnie Mullis, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Gobble up the biggest savings now at Dublin Nissan.
Right now at Dublin Nissan, save up to $4,500 off the Altima 2.5S.
Call, click, or come see us. Dublin Nissan, the only dealer you will ever need.
All right, we're here with Dr. Jerry Daniel, where he has not one, not two, but three gorgeous vehicles out here. Dr. Daniel, how do you do it?
We just work hard and we dream and we try to go after the dream. That's it.
You're definitely living the dream. I mean, as people are walking by and they're seeing how beautiful your vehicles are, and one just walked by, he said, man, I'm just wishing. You know, and so tell us about your vehicles you have here, and tell us about all the hard work that you've been putting into it, because this one right here is one that I'm not familiar with.
Yes. Well, we'll start with the older ones first. I have a 1964 convertible Chevelle Malibu SS,
Yep.
a 1966 Chevy Nova Pro Touring, and then the last one is a 1955 Ford.
Wow.
Yeah, F100.
And you know, you've been winning a lot of awards and getting a lot of accolades here about your vehicles. I know you don't want to brag on yourself, but let them know about some of the car shows you've been doing and how well you've been doing.
Okay. Well, this is our first year actually participating in car shows. We started in February of this year,
Yeah.
and out at Cruising the Pines.
Yep.
And we had the Chevelle as well as the Nova. And the Nova won Best in Class, didn't win Best in Show, but won Best in Class there. We've probably been to, I can't even remember how many car shows, but this first year we've brought home about somewhere between 45 and 50 trophies. With all three vehicles.
Did you just see my eyes went boing?
Yeah.
I mean, what feeling does it give to you to be able to do this kind of work and to get the satisfaction that you get from it?
You know, like I said, it's all about dreaming and living your dream, living our life. And basically, it's very gratifying to put the work into it. We didn't build them. Of course, we bought them like this. We've done some slight modifications. But to put the work, effort in, keeping them clean, like I said, it's very gratifying to go to the shows. And first of all, just meeting people and fellowshipping. But, you know, deep down inside, you do want to bring home some hardware. And we've been fortunate enough to do that a little bit.
And you've been doing this for how many years, Dr. Daniel?
This is my first year, as I said.
Your first year?
Yeah, this is the first year we've ever done this.
45 plus?
Yeah, during the first year. I think it's actually maybe 47, right at 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so give some words of advice to someone out there who's into classic vehicles, because, I mean, your first year out, that's not normal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once again, it's whatever you dream, just be willing to work hard for it.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done. That's the advice I can give. And just pursue it. We've had to sacrifice some things because when you get cars like this and they're pretty expensive, that means that you've got to delay something else. Yeah. And that's what we've done. My daily driver is still a 2001 Honda Civic with almost 400,000 miles on it. So
Look at that.
that's
the sacrifice.
Yeah, that's the sacrifice. And I'm hoping to drive it for another 2 or 3 years.
Look at you, man.
Yeah, so.
And look at the work ethic you have. Now, where does that come from?
Well, it comes from my grandparents.
Yeah.
They instilled that in me in terms of working hard. And if you want something, pursue it, but be willing to pay the price to get it.
There you go. And you've been willing to pay the price?
Yeah.
All right. We've got our little assistant here, Emily's, presenting you with something here from us. We just thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful vehicles. Your hard work, your dreaming, it is definitely paying off.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. This is Dr. Jerry Daniel, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now this wouldn't be a car and tractor show if we didn't show you all an actual tractor. Jess Lankford, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Good to see you.
It's good to be here.
All right, now listen, we wanted you to tell us a little bit about you and tell us about your tractor.
All right, I run heavy equipment. I build tractors on the side for a hobby in the backyard.
In the backyard. Now, how long have you been doing that, and what made you decide to want to do that?
I grew up on farms and we had tractors everywhere, so I just started rebuilding them.
Isn't that something? And so, would you say this is kind of in your blood here?
Yeah.
And so, tell us what this tractor is, what year, and all that.
1949 WD Allis-Chalmers.
Oh my Lord! And so, what all have you had to do to restore this tractor?
Rebuild the engine. Well, I took every nut and bolt apart and rebuilt
Everything.
it. Everything.
And so, this tractor runs pretty well.
It's got 3 hours on it. It's new.
What? And so here it is. You rebuild, and you took every part of it.
Every part.
How much research did you have to do?
None. I grew up working on it so we could plow.
So you didn't have to do any research.
No.
Did you have to go to school for anything?
No.
You just knew how to take this apart and put it back together.
Every part, every piece.
Did you learn from your dad or your
My daddy.
grandfather? Yeah. And so here it is. You're in this car show. How long have you been doing the car shows?
I just built it. This is the 4th one.
The 4th one.
4th one.
Only tractors? Is that your thing? Only
tractors. I'm building 2 more now.
And what are you working on right now?
1939 Farmall A and a 69 Cub Cadet.
Man, all of
Garden
these vehicles are way before my time.
Mine too.
Yours too.
Yeah.
And so what do you say to someone who's wanting to start building tractors? I mean, what kind of advice can you give to them to kind of help them along the way?
It's the easiest thing it is to build. Just take it apart and watch the parts and put them right back just like you took them off.
Is it quite costly?
No, it's real cheap.
So this right here, you say this is cheaper to do than the vehicle restorations?
Yeah, you can build 8 or 10 of these for one car.
Wow, but you're loving what you're doing.
I love it. It's just a hobby.
You think we'll see you 20, 30 years from now still doing this?
If I'm alive, you will. If I live that long.
We're hoping to see you. All right, little Emily has something she'd like to present to you.
Okay,
thank you so much for participating in this event. We hope to see you next year.
You will.
With even more to show us. And thank you for all the hard work and labor that you pour into these tractors.
I thank y'all.
All right, this is Mr. Lankford, ladies and gentlemen, from Tyndall, Georgia.